Guess who got brands talking? Brandlive.co.za.
What up? Woo-doo. Okay, we seem to be well connected right here.
Yeah, we connected. Are you plugged in, bruh?
Yes, I'm plugged in. I've got the Wi-Fi finally.
Nice. I'm also connected.
Yeah, man.
So hope everybody's connected. If you're not connected, or if your friends want to wonder how do they connect, it's brandlive.co.za. Tune in and let's get connected.
Yes, reach to us, Geeks Connect on Brand Live. I'm Tiani Ngonyama and I'm hanging with...
And he's hanging with me. I can't believe this guy didn't want to say my name. What's wrong with you, man?
Yes, so welcome to it. This is a show dedicated for geeks, connecting geeks to opportunities, to innovation platforms and tools, to the users of these systems that geeks build, to the industry, to employers, to collaborators, and all sorts of opportunities.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. Speaking of opportunities, we live in a fertile land. There are a lot of opportunities. Misho, would you consider yourself as an opportunist?
I grab an opportunity that comes. So yes, part of me is an opportunist. English. I just ran away there. So yeah, I do sometimes consider myself. I mean, if an opportunity comes, I grab it. If I see that there's a potential opportunity there and I can actually jump into it, I make sure I'm well positioned to grab that opportunity.
Yes, so we'll be taking opportunities. The focus of today's show is based on innovation platforms, structures, and all the opportunities that are out there to help you accelerate with your idea. So we're looking at innovation. Innovation is one of the things that helps us grow as individuals. So I actually read 3 days ago of what's happening in the innovation space. You know WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Have you ever sent a message to the wrong person?
I have sent a message to the wrong person, and a huge part of me, I actually deleted it, only to find out the person has actually received the message, which was quite disappointing. But yeah, what does WhatsApp have for us? Okay, so WhatsApp
are putting on a new feature where you can actually revoke a message that you have sent. So you can delete and take back that embarrassing message that you sent by mistake. So that's what's happening. And there are a whole lot of things happening within the tech space. Of course, in the US, we have to talk about the US, eh?
Yeah, a lot of stuff is always happening in the US. I mean,
yes. So the tech giants, Microsoft, Pinterest, and all these giant companies are now going on a protest, and they are suing Mr. Trump over the migration ban. So that's quite an interesting story right there. But I think it's quite interesting because what
do you think about the whole migration ban, especially from a tech point of view?
It's interesting because if you look at the large companies, Google, the CEO of Google is from India. You look at Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is a son of migrants. So I think it's quite an interesting story of how the US has come, and it just brings out that dynamic. I think we need to all unite because it's about sharing skills. It's about making sure that the world trade things.
Yeah.
They trade skills. They trade opportunities amongst each other.
I mean, if you look at our very own Elon Musk, he's a South African.
Oh yes,
doing crazy stuff in America, and he's actually not really happy as well with the immigration ban. He's got a problem with that. So yeah, Obama Trump hopefully gets to sort out his problems and changes his mind around this.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are now on that part of the show where we will tell you what's exciting, because this show, it's about learning, it's about information, it's about connecting you with the world out there with some super cool innovators, and check out what's happening in the world of tech and innovation. Misha, can you quickly run us some of the interesting tech facts for today?
All right, so I'm going to drop a couple of those. We're going to look at the first one, the tech fact for today. All right. The founders of Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Foursquare. Man, I used to love Foursquare. I don't know what happened to Foursquare. Asana and others were Google employees. So this guy started off before they created their own things. They started off as Google employees who found it easier to start their own ventures on their own. So, Google has been a platform for quite a lot of them. And I know one of the guys who started Diggs. He was once with Google, and it helps. What do you think about this? Young people starting from one company and then starting their own company after gaining knowledge from that. Is it happening in South Africa, or is it just this becoming an American thing?
I think at some scale it is happening in South Africa, but the tech startups in South Africa are not really fertile in a way, because the report on startups in South Africa actually reported that most startups fail within the first 3 years. They fail within the first 3 years, so that's
Must
not
be
good.
tough, eh?
Yes, so it means that we need to step up efforts. Obviously, from the government, the government must step up efforts, but then it's also up to us as people who drive change. Let's make sure that we enable these people. Let's make sure that we enable people who can create jobs, people who are active. Let's support our local developers within the African continent.
I truly agree with that. I mean, there's a lot of growth that our platform needs, and we need more people getting involved in it. We need the support, and you're right. We can't always depend on the government. We can't always say government this, government that. We need to step up. So yeah, man. If you are out there and you feel that it's time to leave that company, make sure you're ready and get your stuff sorted and start your own business and hire more people.
Yeah. Another one, Misho?
The next one is 29% of millennials find love through Facebook, while 33% are dumped via wall posts or text messages. So we in that space where people actually. Have you seen someone who get dumped via WhatsApp or Facebook message? That must be sad. Hey,
very sad.
There's no way going to Valentine's. I wonder how many people will be dumped and how many people will be asked. Yeah,
so I guess it has something to do with what we started with. Have you ever sent a wrong message to a wrong person? So it's quite interesting. People getting dumped because they sent some stuff to the wrong people. There's a show for that actually. Something called the Jerry Springer Show. Yeah. So it's quite interesting. I checked it out recently. It turns out that Facebook does in fact influence how a relationship lasts.
So there we have it from a relationship expert, Mr. Tiani.
Empowered by Jerry Springer.
Empowered by Jerry Springer. Yeah, so guys, watch out what you say, watch what you send to your people out there. And I mean, come on. Stop dumping each other over Facebook and whatnot. And stop getting to other people's DMs and private messages. Alright, the last one that we have is typical mobile users check their phones 150 times per day. So if you are out there and you're one of these guys, you are basically a typical mobile user. 150 times a day. But that sounds a lot. 150 times a day. 1,
2,
3. So I've actually checked it like 3 times now.
Yes.
4. Alright. So it's possible. But guys, you need to drop your phones a little bit and start engaging with other people. Have you ever seen a bunch of geeks sitting together where there's Wi-Fi? Right, 6 of them. Nobody talking to each other but texting each other. In fact, our geek culture team say we don't really have to talk to each other. Thanks to Steve Jobs, thanks to the Koreans and everyone who made these phones. So we just need to be online. That's where the world is. Even in the classroom, kids want to be having their heads down on their mobile devices, busy doing stuff. So that's where the world is. We are mobile, and that's why most companies in 2017 want to go mobile to manage their enterprises, to manage their day-to-day operations. You might know of this trending thing of forex trading, right? Yeah. A lot of people are down here monitoring their money. So unfortunately that's where we are. But I think we
we have to agree that at times we need to step up and make sure that we interact with humans. I used to say that there's an app for everything, but then clearly there's no app for that. There's no app for real happiness. Happiness can come from traveling, can come from being at that spot, at that place that takes you to another place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this guy's very passionate today. Maybe it's a fab fever. Someone is getting into the mood. All right, so we done with the tech facts. So don't forget to join the conversation on Twitter using the hashtag Geeks Connect. Join us on Twitter. We just posted a video now. We went live on Instagram, so now we'll be jumping live to Facebook Live. So join us there as well.
All right. Now, this is one of my favorite features of the show.
Yeah.
We get to check out what are the young innovators out there working on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get to make sure that the local apps are being used, they are getting some downloads, and we make sure that the innovation ecosystem is fertile, in the country and across the continent. So this week, we'll be checking out an app called Deet.
Yeah.
Misho, can you tell us about Deet?
All right, so Deet, spelled D-E-E-T, is an app. Basically, it connects. It's connects app that lets you store and share your contact details, or your social media handles, so your ID, usernames, with all your friends. So imagine you come across someone and they're asking for your details, right? And you start instead of just, hey, my Twitter handle is ABCD or whatever it might be, and my Instagram is this, my number is this, my contact is this, my email is this. With this app, you can actually have that in one place and just share it up. So during the week I downloaded the app. It's pretty easy. It does have, as T would say, that Microsoft Windows look. It does have a bit of that blockish square type. We'll post the pictures of the app on our Instagram, and we'll also post it on Twitter so you guys can check it out. So it's very easy to download. It's quite light as well. It's 8.59 megabytes to download the app, and it's called Deet, so D-E-E-T. So the way it works is you download it, and it's got a couple of screens in there, so you can send your deets. So obviously deets are now your contact details, so I'm assuming that's where deets come from. Details. You can receive deets, so you just click on send deets if you want to send, and you click on receive deets if you want to receive. It allows you to even check your contacts as well. So for some of you who have multiple profiles, you can even have those multiple profiles that you can create on the app.
And I also see that you can actually send your deets without internet connection.
Yes, that's a beautiful part of it. You can send it without internet connection. So I'll put some of the screens. It has a QR code. So now parts of the QR code is that's where if someone wants to send your profile, you want to share your profile, you just pull out the QR code and someone just scans the QR code using their app. So this is when they receive the deed and they get it. So they made it available for multiple languages as well. English, Chinese, Portuguese, Russian, and for the Spanish guys as well. So maybe a local version hopefully will be coming. And the nice thing is you can even create your own. When you create your profile, you can upload your own picture as well.
Awesome. Yes. So the app was developed. It's led by one Mr. Oliver
The music. So yeah, the tweet guys, you can check them out. Shout out to them on Twitter, and you can just check out the app. Download it on the Google Store as well.
Yes. So what if someone have an idea, or rather an app that they want people to know about out there? What do they do, Misho?
All right, so if you guys got an app, drop us an email on dev. Drop us an email at dev@geekculture.com. You can even send us, hit us up on Twitter and tell us. You can DM us there, or even on Facebook, and tell us, listen, this is the kind of project that you have, and you'd like the cool Mr. Tiani to feature it on the Geeks Connect show. He'll review the app, we'll check it out, and we'll definitely put it up. So it does not necessarily have to be an app. It could be any kind of cool tech project that you guys are working at. Remember, this show is for you guys. It's for you guys to showcase the world, to the world, what is it that you're working on, And so yeah, let's just use a platform and connect.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to take a quick up break, and we'll be back with you just after this.
Hola.
Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Grow! Yeah. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za.
Alright, welcome back to Geeks Connect, Brand Live Radio. We at the 27 boxes. We're actually running the radio show in containers, boxes. It's pretty cool. This is just a spot that you guys need to check out. So our next segment is Ask a Geek, right? We want to know, what is it that you guys are thinking? What is it that you guys have questions on? Whether it's code related, project related, funding, whatever it might be. Hit us up and Geeks Connect, Ask a Geek hashtag, and we'll answer some of those questions. But I do have a question for you, T. And where does one start if I want to learn how to build an app? Where do I start? There's people who think building apps is like websites, right? If I want to learn how to build an app, where would you say this is a part where I start? Let's say I'm new to this game of coding. I don't know much about coding. Where would you recommend I start off?
I would recommend that you start by studying all the apps. Download all the different types of apps and see how apps look like. Yeah, you need to understand that different types of apps have different types of patterns, of design patterns. Windows Phone has its own look and feel. iOS has its own look and feel. Android has its own look and feel. So that's where you really need to start by looking at how are these apps looking, which one is different from this one, and so forth. So we talk about platforms. Yeah. So platforms, we are talking about the different types of different types of operating systems. We'll talk about Android, iOS, BlackBerry, RIM. BlackBerry is actually coming back in the market, eh?
Seriously?
Yes, they are.
They're not dead?
No.
Oh,
they are coming back, but then they are going to be using the Android operating system. So after you are done studying the looks and feel of mobile apps, well, you need to know that to build an app requires coding. But then I always tell people that if you want to start building something concrete, make sure that you do it like how they shoot movies. Do you know how they shoot movies, Misho?
Camera.
Yes. Okay.
They have
fine.
a camera, and then they plan. They have a storyline, I'm assuming, and then they hire actors like us, and they have a very awesome movie.
Okay, but then most movies, they actually start by shooting the last scene.
By the last scene?
Yeah, they actually start shooting the last scene, because the last scene will guide you through where do you want to go.
Okay.
So it goes in hand with start with the architecture and then move on to details. Yeah, so mostly also in car manufacturing, they start by building the frame and the model, and then they start working on the details, like the type of color they are going to use, the materials on the seats and so forth. So start by looking at how is this thing going to look like at the end, because you know where you are working towards. You know the narrative, you just need to build on to it. Yeah, so basically you gotta build on the building on that you want to have built at the end.
Wow, that's a lot of building on top of building.
Yes, exactly. So you need to be building a lot. You need to be writing a lot of code. There are different platforms that you can use in developing your app. But I would suggest that start small. Start by prototyping your app. You can use platforms like the MIT App Inventor.
Yeah.
You can use the Intel XDK. Microsoft have something called App Studio. I'm not sure if it's still active, but then you can check that out as well. It will help you drag and drop, design your app to be functional, and you can actually install it on your phone to have that first app running. But then as we move on forward, you'll need tools like the Android Studio. Some still use a tool called Eclipse. You can use Xamarin for your app development. You can use Xcode for iOS apps. There's a language called Swift that is used in building iOS apps as well. But in South Africa, at most, we don't have a lot of iOS developers per se, but then Android app developers are there. There are a lot. There are a lot of them. Yeah. So Android is the popular one, and it's based on Java. So you'll need to learn a bit of Java in the process. But then you can still build apps using HTML. By the way, we're still waiting for your first HTML page, Mijo, since 2013.
I sent it via your email. It's lost somewhere. Probably you must check your spam.
Yeah, whatever. But then you can actually build your apps using web development tools, your HTML, JavaScript, and so forth. But then there's a special platform called jQuery Mobile. So have a look at that. I know most of the apps that are built based on the jQuery Mobile platform. So you can actually use that to build your apps. Obviously, you can have something called a web app. So most apps that are addressed through like maybe geekculture.mobi could be considered as a web app because it's an app that is on web. And it's actually something funny. There's a difference between application and an app, basically.
So do break it down.
Yeah. So
besides, isn't it like just an abbreviation of the other one?
It is, but then what the people in the tech space have been doing when they talk about applications, they will talk about applications that are run through your desktop computer. But then when they talk about app, because it's shortened, they talk about apps that are run through your phone.
Through your phone, nice.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting thing.
All right, this is quite a lot of info that T shared. So we're talking about how to go about building and starting, the basics of building an app. What is the skill sets that you need, the different platforms. We'll share a couple of those platforms on our Twitter handle, on our Twitter account at Geek Culture. And if you want to see everything that we're talking about, just check out the hashtag Geeks Connect. Hashtag Geeks Connect.
Yes, but Misho, what are some of your favorite apps?
Some of my favorite apps, one definitely has to be Pocket. I'm a big fan of the Pocket app. Reason for that is it allows me to go to different. I like reading a lot online when I'm traveling, bus, whatever it might be. I love reading a lot of articles, and you find I don't have time to continuously read everything. So what I do is using the Pocket app, I just save it. So you just you just say share to the Pocket app and it saves it, and you can read whatever article you're reading later on. It's like you're bookmarking in a way, but then you can read without internet connectivity. That's a part that I like a lot. So Pocket is definitely gonna be one of my favorite apps.
All right. Anything local that you know of?
Still testing. So still looking to find that really cool local app that I can continuously look. So if you guys have a local app that you feel that I should be trying that I haven't tried out, pass it on. I'll give it a try. What's yours? What's yours local wise?
Local wise, there's something called Snapcab.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Uber anyway, but it was launched some time back. I've got a cool shirt of them.
Is it because it's a good app, or they gave you a free shirt?
No, it's actually a good app. I love the app. So Snapcab was mostly based in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then there's also Go Metro.
Yes.
Yeah, Go Metro is quite an interesting app that's busy changing up the space. Do you remember back in 2013, we were actually there when Justin Kotze was still pitching the Go Metro app and all that. Actually, it did something cool with charts. Before the hashtags were cool, Justin was doing some presentations using physical charts, just saying hashtag, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I remember pulled me up to the stage to help him out with the presentation.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Go Metro is one of the local apps. So if you are going using the Metro Rail, you definitely need to download Go Metro app. It's gonna help you with knowing if there's any problems with the trains, if they're stuck, they're gonna be delays, and it's gonna help you with notifying your employees that listen, it's not my fault, this is for real. The app can help you do that as well. There's a couple of new features coming through, so as time goes, hopefully the Go Metro guys will pass us the info of the new apps. Definitely looking forward to After Robot, very cool taxi app. And then there's this Mzansi Mimis. I think this is another very interesting app. Well, since we're in that space now, everybody's trying to make fun and whatnot of everybody. I know someone in the studio likes to do that as well, but we won't mention names.
Yeah, it's our sound technician. Anyway,
go ahead, blame it on the sound technician.
Yes, but I think also another interesting one. Misho, you have hearing problems sometimes. So there's actually yes, it doesn't listen to me, this guy.
Wow.
But you can actually test your hearing through an app. There's an app called Hear Screen. It's based at the Innovation Hub. Interesting enough, we'll be talking a lot about the Innovation Hub today.
Yeah.
So Hear Screen allows you to take some tests that you can basically test your hearing level. It's one of the first in the world to do that. So it's quite an interesting app. We'll actually invite them to the show in the coming weeks.
Yeah, I think they learned they won an MTN app award last year.
Yes, they did.
For the hearing app. So shout out to the hearing app guys. So if you guys are like Hear Screen, apparently if you like me, I don't know how true that is, and you can't hear properly, that's definitely an app to get. As time goes, we'll review another app by Zuko, which is his
Safe and Sound.
Yeah,
yes.
Safe and Sound. So
that's
as time goes,
local
we'll
solution.
give you guys a heads up. But yeah, remember this show is for you guys. So if you have an app, a product, a software, anything that you want us to put out to the rest of the world and let them know about it, give us a shout, and we'll definitely get it connected.
Yes. And any other app that comes to your mind as well, local? Muraba. I love Muraba.
Tell us about Muraba.
Yeah, so Muraba is it's a game.
Yeah.
You know Muraba Raba, right?
Yeah.
The game of Muraba Raba. So these guys, Afros, shout out to the Afros team. They are now digitizing indigenous games. You know, those games that we grow up playing. They are digitizing those games and actually making it a learning platform. So they teach you about life skills as you use the app. It's quite fascinating. So Muraba by Afros is also based at the Innovation Hub. And in fact, today, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. McLean Sibanda, the big chief.
Yes. Mr. Sibanda, we're going to be chatting. We're going to be hearing a little bit about what he does, and very insightful guy, the big chief at the Innovation Hub. It's going to be our next thing that's going to be popping up.
Yes, so we'll be having him on the show, and we'll be sharing exactly what the Innovation Hub is about, what's in store for you, what inspires you in a way. So it's going to be quite an interesting interview,
yes.
I believe.
All right. Well, let's just take a couple of the tweets out there. There's one from Bongi on Twitter, Tanky B, or I don't know how you pronounce your Twitter handle, brah. So Bongi is asking. He's quite interactive. He's asking.
No, it's a she.
It's a she.
Yeah.
Huh.
Shout out to Bongi.
Shout out to Bongi. I'm sorry, Bongi. Hi, Bongi. Is a specific thing, e.g., maths, one should focus on before being able to professionally build apps? So do you need to be able to know maths? Do you need to know any kind of other skills to learn how to build apps?
No, not at all. So these days actually it's quite easy to learn how to build apps. So you don't need to have prior skills. You can be like Misho and be able to step up and build mobile apps.
Yes, power to the people.
Yeah. So obviously you'll need to know how a computer works. Let's switch it on. Lift up the mouse, press some stuff on the keyboard, and go online. There are a lot of tools that you can actually use, but then we'll keep on sharing a lot of these tools. We'll also be hosting a lot of trainings on mobile apps even this year. So keep on the lookout. We'll be updating the events on www.geekculture.com. Yeah, so we'll be updating a lot of events there, trainings, connecting you with industry leaders to make sure that everyone gets behind this digital revolution, and you can build your own app in a short space of time. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to an ad break now. Then immediately after the ad break, we're going to play a jam. Just grab a cup of coffee in the meantime, and then we'll be back with an interview with Mr. McLean Sibanda, the big chief.
Awesome.
How much would you expect to pay for your very own radio show? 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 Rand? Well, try 750 Rand. Brandlive.co.za is a global first as an internet radio platform upon which for you to showcase your brand. Visit brandlive.co.za now and find out how you can improve your brand.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back on air. You are still tuned into the Geeks Connect show, a show for geeks by geeks with myself, Tiani, and
Misho in the house.
Yes, so now we get to check out people who have made it, people who are making things happen in the industry.
Definitely.
Yes. I think right now we're interviewing one of our favorite people, hey, Mr. McLean Sibanda.
Yeah, Mr. McLean Sibanda, the CEO of the Innovation Hub, plays a very pivotal role within the innovation and the tech and entrepreneurship space. So one of the things that I like is the IP stuff that he does. But we'll just play the interview.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, we did an interview with him, a recorded one. Let's listen to this. Welcome, everyone. We're chilling with the CEO of the Innovation Hub, Mr. McLean Sibanda. Welcome to the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Tiani.
Yes. Briefly, can you tell us who is this man sitting before us today?
Yeah, so McLean Sibanda, my background is I'm an engineer and became a patent attorney, and I've worked in the innovation sector for quite a while. A career spanning over 16 years in innovation. And I've been the CEO of the Innovation Hub since 2011.
Awesome. The Innovation Hub, we often hear about it. Can you tell us just exactly what is the Innovation Hub and what do you guys exactly do there for our audience out there?
So the Innovation Hub is the innovation agency of the Gauteng province, and we were established to be able to help the Gauteng province to position itself as indeed the smartest province, not only in South Africa, but globally. So starting off as a science park, way back in the early 2000s, we have changed our business to become an innovation agency, of the province, and we run programs in enterprise development, skills development. We also run a whole range of innovation enabling activities, and we manage the Innovation Hub Science and Technology Park in Pretoria, which is a 60-hectare site.
Awesome. But then we often talk about taking innovation to the people. How has the Innovation Hub been able to achieve that? What are some of the measures you have taken in place to make sure that the people out there access these innovation activities?
So if one reflects in terms of the South African innovation ecosystem, you look at 1994, the innovation ecosystem then had been built largely on military, built around a small population, part of the population. It was not inclusive. And we've over the years analyzed our work at the Innovation Hub and said, where is the future of this country? And we believe that the future lies with the people that have been marginalized, the people that have been excluded for many years. And these are young people in the townships. And I think you're also aware that the Gauteng government has placed a lot of emphasis on the township economy revitalization. And so over the last 2 years, we have seen it being important for us to be able to take innovation to our people and hence start to do the Innovation Hub programs in the townships. That's where the growth is, and that's where the future is. If we are not able to create a culture of innovation in the townships, I think the future is going to be quite bleak.
Interesting. Any exciting opportunities for the guys in the townships? You mentioned the Ekasi Labs. Where do they find these Ekasi Labs?
So in terms of taking innovation to the people, we have established a brand called Ekasi Labs. And these are innovation centers located within the townships. The first one is in Harankua, Unit 6. And so all the young people in the surrounding areas can be able to access that particular facility. The second one that we launched in December last year is in Soweto at the Soweto Empowerment Zone, right next to Baragwanath Hospital. The third one is in Alex, at the border of Alex and Marlborough. On the 13th of March, we're going to be opening up the new center in the West Rand in Mutlakeng. So that's Ekasi Lab Mutlakeng. We're busy finalizing, the other ones that are going to be opening before the 31st of March, and this is in Vaal, Sebokeng, Tembisa, and Mamelodi. So in each and every one of these Ekasi Labs, there's co-working spaces. There's free bandwidth, which is quite critical for any entrepreneur. There's also business development support that we provide. So we also have mentors that they can mentor young people. In Soweto and Tembisa, we've also established what we call Core Tribe, because we believe that the future of not only this country but globally is going to depend on the ability for young people to be able to write code.
Interesting. And just quickly, how does one become part of these Ekasi Labs programs?
So there's a number of initiatives that we do. We do what we call boot camps, which are typically one-day kind of interventions. And then we do startup weekends, which are weekend long. We start on a Friday, review your current idea and business, give you some tips. And over the rest of the evening on Friday and Saturday, you work with the team to be able to refine the idea. And then on Sunday, you present back a refined idea. So that becomes the first line of people accessing these particular facilities. And so the top winners invariably get access to the Ekasi Labs. The second one is, if there is no boot camp or startup weekend, you can approach us. Go to any of the centers or contact us on any of the social media or on our website and write to us, and we'll be able to let you know when there's a pitching session where you can be able to pitch for your idea to be then incubated.
Interesting. In this show we have a feature called the Weekly Checkout, where we check out some of the projects that young people are working on out there. These are apps that are currently published into the stores. There's a new project that people don't know about. We give them that platform to get some traction. So how does one make sure that before they go look for funding, that they are ready with their idea?
So I think one of the biggest mistakes that entrepreneurs and people with ideas make is to think that funding is going to unlock the potential of the idea. So when one gets an idea, I think that the first critical step is to be able to assess what problem are you solving with the idea, and is a problem of a magnitude that when you present your solution, the people that are faced with the problem will be able to embrace your solution. So that is critical, because that's what innovation is about. Innovation thrives in where there are problems. So that's the first thing. Once you've actually assessed that and you believe that yes, there will be a captive market for that particular solution, the next thing is to then figure out how you're going to develop it. And quite importantly is to also guard your idea from it being stolen. So be careful who you talk to. If it's an idea that lends itself to patent protection, I'd advise young people to then seek patent protection for the idea before talking to other people. And then the next step is, to reduce it down to a one-pager and make sure that it's quite clear what the value proposition of your solution is vis-a-vis the problem that is being solved, and then put in place steps in terms of how you can then be able to at least develop a minimum viable product where you can then demonstrate to your future market that this is a solution that I have, and when we develop it fully, would you be prepared to to pay for it? That way you then start to develop a model in terms of your revenue model, will then start to come into place from there. And I think it becomes easier to go to a funder and say, I need funding for this particular idea once you've done some of those things.
All right. Just quickly, what is the one story that comes to your mind of a success that came out of the Innovation Hub?
Well, there's a number of stories, but very quickly, if I just pick up on two ideas that have come through. One is there's a bone growth technology. So you break your bone and it becomes quite difficult often to heal. We've got an entrepreneur here that came up with a bone morphogenic protein that you inject into the bones. There's a young person that came and said, they're having problems whilst enjoying their drink, with some friends, and they wanted to come up with an anti-hangover cocktail. Not that we're advocating drinking, but we worked with him, and over a period of 18 months, he was able to actually get a product, that is out there. The last one, I think, that perhaps let me mention this one is, traditionally, us, most black people, they regard, cattle or livestock as a means of, wealth. But when, with urbanization, most people have found it difficult to own, livestock. And there's an incredible, entrepreneur that set up Livestock Wealth, Mr. Shezi. And he set up, an app that urban, people can be able to invest, in livestock. So there's quite a number of stories that we're actually seeing, and they range from dealing with the big problems that I alluded to, out there, to addressing some of the challenges that government, faces from a service delivery, point of view, to ideas that perhaps provide, some form of comfort, to the citizens out there.
Awesome. Mr. McLean, thank you so much for being on the show. Do you have any last message to give out to the young people out there?
I think the big message is dream big, and don't let anybody tell you that it can be done. And when you dream big and you really stick into your dream, you'll find the people that will help you along the journey. So I think South Africa needs your ideas, and so let's keep dreaming.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the CEO of the Innovation Hub. We call him the Big Chief. We hope that you enjoyed the interview. Yeah, that was it. Thank you.
That was quite a lot.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to a quick ad break and we'll be back after this.
Have you ever thought about the power of social media? Social media has the power to make your business grow. Grow! Yeah. Why don't you let us manage your social media? Because our business is to see your business grow. Visit us at www.bstownmedia.co.za. Okay,
we're back from the ad break. That was an interesting interview indeed with Mr. McLean Sibanda. Misha, what did you take out of that?
Took out a lot as well. I mean, quite a lot. One of the things that he mentioned is, a lot of people out there think that funding is the only way that they can get their ideas moving. I mean, without funding, you can't really get anything done. So that's a lot of mistakes. That's a lot of the guys we tend to also come across. They're like, I've got this great idea, but I need money to get it done. Whereas they can actually start on their own, and once they start, someone's going to catch up with it.
Yeah. It also mentioned that you can reach through the Innovation Hub on social media to connect with some of the programs. So to connect with the Innovation Hub on Twitter, for an example, their handle is @InnovHub.
Yes.
@InnovHub. They're on Facebook as the Innovation Hub. They're on Instagram as Innovation Hub.
InnovHub as well.
Yes, InnovHub. You can also connect with Mr. McLean Sibanda. He's quite active on social media, actually. He's one of the most active CEOs on social media. It tweets some very, very interesting stuff.
Yeah, definitely he's one to follow. I mean, you would think that he's not the CEO, he's a social media manager of the Innovation Hub. Yeah, but he runs a lot of information. He puts out a lot of information. So you should follow Mr. McLean Sibanda on Twitter as well to get a lot of insights. I mean, with things like IP, entrepreneurship. Also, if you just want to know what's really happening in the entrepreneurship world, he's one to definitely follow.
Yes, so at McLean Sibanda, You can also check him out on LinkedIn. He also post some very interesting stuff, and we always learn a lot from people like him, especially on leadership. So it's one of the visionary leaders that we are fortunate to hang out with sometimes. But there are a lot of opportunities that are provided by these different programs that the Innovation Hub have. So one of the things that we work with them quite a lot is on youth innovation, where we get young people, especially in high school. The Innovation Hub of the City of Tshwane established something called the Fab Lab, Fabrication Lab, where young people get to learn about the different types of machines, how to become makers, how to become innovators and entrepreneurs. And then from our side, we teach them everything about ICT. They build mobile apps, websites, electronic systems, graphics design, and they get to see how it takes to build a business and how to fail. Because I think that's important. We need to teach our kids that it's okay to fail, Yeah, because that's how you learn. Last year we spoke about the lean startup methodology. Such things are quite important, and the Innovation Hub programs provide that opportunity to grow. I know that they have the Gauteng Growth Accelerator Program, otherwise known as GAP. So if you have got a cool innovation that is it, that has that thing, cool innovation that has that thing, you can go check out the GAP ICT or GAP Green, GAP Medical, and also they launched the township program as well, something called GATE. So have a look at those programs and make sure that you get behind, and there's an opportunity for funding. I know that they always put out a lot of money for entrepreneurs, and mostly innovation incubation opportunities that can go up to like 300,000 rand at the Innovation Hub. They've got the Maxam program. They've got a whole bunch of stuff. I saw yesterday that the biopark is getting expanded. They're still building on the biopark. So if you have got a biosciences innovation, get in touch with the Innovation Hub. And I'm also excited that the Innovation Hub decided to bring the Climate Innovation Center to South Africa. Kenya has been having it. There's the Climate Innovation Center in Kenya. But as of 2 years ago, we've been having it in South Africa to address issues on climate change. I know that they also go through the indigenous knowledge systems, which are quite important. So have a look at those programs as well.
Yeah, so T mentioned quite a mouthful. One of the things to check out from the Innovation Hub, if you are looking for things like graduate programs, definitely check out the Coach Lab program. They've got other programs which are CIC graduate programs as well. So you should check that out as well, just to get more information and be part of the hub. So the Coach Lab program, the nice thing about it is they work with different companies to get the program running. So we've actually posted a link about the Innovation Hub. You can just check out at theinnovationhub.com to find out more about what T was mentioning and all the different programs that they run. If funding is what you're looking for, then go there. If you want to pitch your product, go there for incubation. If you want to be involved in some of the programs and want to know in which township are they going to be, check them there. They're also very active on their Twitter account. So check it out on InnovHub as well.
Yes. Misha, where are we turning up?
All right. It's the weekend. We're heading over to the weekend. Where are we turning up this weekend?
I think today at the CSIR, the Open data, a data program there, data science for decision making and enhancement, the DECIDE program. So the CSIR with the Department of Science and Technology have taken over 54 graduates across the, about 50 university students across the country, and they've been on a training program where they've been building some cool solutions, visualizing data, mining data, and so forth. And today the exhibition is happening, so you can head over to the CSIR today.
Yeah,
and check it out.
Drop by the. I popped in. I think it was last year. The things that these guys work on are pretty cool. A lot of data analytics stuff. I mean, they visualize a lot of info like you wouldn't think of. So it's worth checking out. Where's the next gig, team?
I'm excited about the mega assembly in the UK. So
yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah,
are you working on your British accent, yeah, mate?
I'm trying, mate.
How's it going, lad? I'm
getting there, you know, with my Guyanese accent. I need to, yeah. But then the mega assembly will be happening in the UK from the 1st of March until the 5th. And on the 2nd of March, we'll actually be broadcasting live in the UK during the activities. So this is another effort to make sure that the world is sharing skills. So we'll be exchanging skills with South Africa and the UK, especially in the maker space. We'll be touching a lot on open data stuff. We'll be sharing with the UK people what we've been doing here in South Africa, some cool projects.
Yeah, so there's another initiative done by Girl Code worth checking out. So for the young girls out there, just check out what's happening. There's a workshop which they will be doing to really empower the young girls out there. So you should check it out as well.
Yes, and on Monday and Tuesday at the Centon Convention Center, the Microsoft Tech Summit is happening.
Yes. Yay! You going?
Yes. Yes, so the Microsoft Tech Summit is happening. Go check it out. There are a lot of different sessions happening. You get to see where is the Windows Phone going, what type of tech Microsoft is putting up, and the lineup is lit, as the millennials will say.
So it's going to be lit.
Yes, it's going to be lit. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have time for today. Hey, make your last message to the geeks out there and everyone, basically.
Yeah, to everyone else and the geeks. Well, let's start with the geeks. You guys have yourself a good weekend. I'd say behave, but I prefer to say misbehave. Break as much code as possible, learn as much as possible, stay a little bit away from your computer as well. Have a great weekend, have fun as well.
We out.
Peace.
If you're looking for an information technology and communication solution company suitable for your small or medium-sized enterprise, then look no further than Hive ICT. They aim to provide SMEs with the same level of service expected by large corporations without sacrificing the personal relationship they have with their customers. Offering remote and on-site support, as well as IT system design, network design and installations, server and workstation maintenance, and web design, web application development.